Hi, I am Just In Case, and today's rant I will tell you how to drive cheaply. It would be ideal if everyone could afford the brand new Tundra 4-wheel drive priced at $54,000. However, it is important to acknowledge that many individuals do not even have $54 to spare. Today, I will present to you some affordable and reliable trucks that you can purchase. When searching for a used truck, dependability and price are key factors. While Toyota trucks are renowned for their reliability, finding a cheap used one can be quite challenging. If you happen to come across an affordable and well-maintained Toyota truck, by all means, go ahead and make the purchase. However, it is often difficult to find one. Therefore, I will now introduce you to some decent used trucks that offer good value for money. The first option is the Nissan Frontier. Nissan has been producing Frontier trucks since 1997, but they have a long history of manufacturing pickup trucks even before that, similar to Toyota's Tacoma. Despite some negative comments about the Frontier's design and style, it is important to remember that it is ultimately a pickup truck. They all have a bed and four wheels, and while the appearance may vary, what truly matters is finding a reliable and affordable work truck. The Nissan Frontier can be a suitable choice as it is relatively inexpensive and, like any pickup truck, has fewer components that can malfunction. You can transport items more efficiently without the worry of getting stuck, as you have the ability to manipulate the gears. Even with an automatic transmission, the Frontier models have a reliable automatic transmission. It is worth noting that all these pickup trucks are rear-wheel drive, which is perfectly fine. Now, let's consider the opposite perspective. If you were to buy a brand new Ranger today, it would start at $24,000, whereas the Tacoma starts at $26,000. In my opinion, it is definitely worth spending an extra $2,000 to get the Tacoma, as it is a superior vehicle. However, if you are looking for a bargain, you can find 8 to 10-year-old Rangers at a very low price. On the other hand, it is highly unlikely to find a cheap Tacoma. In fact, in 2019 alone, 900,000 of them were sold. You can find many used ones with higher mileage and older models, which will cost you less. However, you need to decide if you truly need a big V8 truck or if a smaller truck would suffice. If you opt for an F-150, make sure to have a mechanic inspect it thoroughly, as heavy-duty work can take a toll on these trucks. It's advisable to avoid four-wheel drive versions when it comes to larger used trucks, as they tend to have more components that can break down over time. Instead, go for a conventional truck with rear-wheel drive. They are excellent and convenient vehicles. However, once you start adding four-wheel drives, the cost of repairs increases as they age. If you happen to purchase an old and inexpensive one, any issues with the four-wheel drive system can render it undrivable. In terms of a reliable work truck, the old 1500 Chevy Silverados, specifically those from 2002 and earlier, are a good option. I recently had a customer buy a 2001 model for $2,500, and it worked perfectly fine. GM used to manufacture decent vehicles in 2001, without the differential problems that plague modern ones. The differentials in the newer models, particularly those made in Mexico, are often faulty due to improper assembly, resulting in premature wear. When searching for a good used truck, it's important to manage your expectations. Don't expect it to be in perfect condition or have luxurious features like the new Tundra. Instead, it may resemble a more practical work truck. You can always add covers to the bench seat or use foam to patch up any holes in the driver's seat. If you have an old pickup truck, there are various things you can do with it. One option is to find a bench seat at a junkyard and replace the existing one. Simply remove the old seat by unscrewing the 4 bolts, throw it out, and install the new seat by bolting it in. If you're unsure whether the new seat will fit, you can drive your truck to the junkyard and ask them for a seat that fits. It's always a good idea to check what parts are popular and easily available in your area, so you can find affordable replacements if needed. Additionally, make sure the engine, transmission, and steering are in good working condition before hitting the road. Remember, it's unlikely to find a good and cheap new truck these days, so consider buying a used one. Thanks for listening.